Good morning, everybody. I'm Ursula Roden, one of the practitioners here, and your host for today. So it's my pleasure to welcome you here to Centers for Spiritual Living at Unity. I'm so grateful you're here, and I also welcome everybody that is online, on the internet, listening to us and hearing us there, and hope that one of these days you will come and join us in this space or wherever we may be, because it's such a different experience if you're here in person. The energy is just different. So we are very excited today because our speaker is Reverend Denise Jurgen. I'm always glad to hear her. And the title of her talk is Cosmic Gentleness. Cosmic Gentleness. And we are also pleased to have today again our stereo angels, whom we love so very, very much, as they are Raven Barrientos and Joelle Platt. Thank you. So who are we? We are an inclusive, open spiritual community for anyone seeking a deeper connection with God. If you have never been to a Center for Spiritual Living before, we believe there is one God, many paths to that God, and we are here to love, honor, and support you, whatever your divine path is. This Center for Spiritual Living is a safe haven for people of all beliefs and lifestyles. Wherever you may find yourself on your journey of faith, you are welcome here. Let's move into spirit. So let us close our eyes if you are comfortable with this. And know with me, for you, that there's only one God, one Spirit, one presence, which is a power of love, peace, joy, harmony, that is within you and all around you. That Spirit created us and endowed us, enlisted us, and beautifully gifted us with the love and the peace and the joy that it is. So I am so grateful that I know within me that this Spirit and that love is never away from me. It's never separated from me, but it is flowing through me as me if I let it. So I'm here today to listen, to open myself up to the beautiful gifts that Spirit has in store for me, to listen to the music, to listen to the words and wisdom of Reverend Denise, and know that we will hear and experience exactly what we are expecting. So we are expecting the best. We open ourselves, ready to receive the gifts that Spirit has for us. So I am so grateful that this is true for us as we are here today, even in person or online, and be open and listen and receive. Thank you, Spirit, for those gifts. And together we say, and so it is.
Driving last Friday on her way to Cincinnati on a snow-white Christmas Eve. Going home to see her mama and her daddy with the baby in the backseat. 50 miles to go, she was running low on faith and gasoline. It's been a long, hard year. She had a lot on her mind. she was spinning on a thin black sheet of glass. She saw both their lives flash before her eyes. She didn't even have time to cry. She was so scared. She threw her hands up in the air. Spirit, take the wheel, take it from my hands, 'cause I can't do this on my own. I'm letting go, so give me one more chance to save me from this road I'm on. Spirit, take the wheel. It was still getting colder when she made it to the shoulder and the car came to a stop. And she cried when she saw that baby in the backseat sleeping like a rock. And for the first time in a long time, she bowed her head to pray. She said, I'm sorry for the way I've been living my life. I know I've got to change. So from now on tonight, Spirit, take the wheel, take it from my hands, 'cause I can't do this on my own. I'm letting go, so give me one more chance to save me from this road I'm on. Oh, Spirit, take the wheel. Oh, I'm letting go, so give me one more chance to save me from this road I'm on. From this road I'm on. Spirit, take the wheel. Oh, take it from me.
Joel and Raven, Stereo Angels.
Good morning. Wow, what a beautiful day it is. And look at all these gorgeous faces. Thank you for being here. Yay. This is my first time up here in this new space, so I'm glad to be here. Yeah. So those that don't know me, my name is David Arnholter, and I'm a practitioner and a member of the Board of Trustees. So in his book, Basic Ideas of the Science of Mind, Ernest Holmes gives us the secret answer to living an amazing life. Would you like to hear it? He says, the quickest and most effective way to eliminate anything you do not want in your life is to disregard whatever it is and turn your attention and feelings to what is directly opposite. Let me repeat that. The quickest and most effective way to eliminate anything you do not want in your life is to disregard it, whatever it is, and turn your attention and feelings to what is directly opposite. Ernest Holmes then goes on to say, the first of the godlike qualities is life. Life. Now, it may be that you've not been a very good example of the perfect life of God. Sometimes I haven't, I know that. Possibly you've been very ill, Or even right now, you might be thinking of yourself as run down, depressed, in a depressed physical condition. But if there's something you know you ought to be doing in an objective way to build up your health, of course, do it. Yes, God helps those who help themselves, but our main work is our thinking, the way we think. Instead of thinking illness, instead of thinking weakness, instead of thinking depression, think life, think health, think joy. Take time every day to think about what most fully represents an exultant and joyous life that is so full of the sheer joy of living that it cannot be still. It cannot be contained. Wow. Think young colts frisking in a lush green pasture, kittens at play, children laughing and bubbling with energy. Think of them happily. Convince yourself and know that life fills your entire organism, and that you not only have life, but that you are life. Dwell upon this thought. Rejoice in it. Declare it. Give thanks for it, and accept that life as your life right now. This moment, right now. Repeat after me, please. There is one life. That life is God. That life is perfect. That life is good. That life is my life now. Feel that. Feel that. So start expressing it any and every way you can. Your life is the life of God within you, and that life is good. Keep affirming this continuously. Accept your physical wholeness as the perfection of God in you. Be happy about it and know that more and more and more perfection makes itself manifest in your body right now. And so it is. Okay, so know with me. As I say this treatment in the first person, please make it personal for yourself. Let's all just take a deep breath. Feel that energy. Feel life within you. And just know that the source and the power of all of us, every single person in this room, is love. And I am one with this source. One with this power. I am one with love. I know this fully and completely. And a healing power is flowing in and through me and our community right now, healing every decision, healing every thought, healing every action. And I know this same healing power is flowing through our beloved center as we find the perfect new home for our community, and that the perfect new minister is even now drawn to us in love. And I send this loving, healing power out to anyone in our community dealing with health or other issues, and I affirm the highest and the best outcome for them. And I give thanks for every expression of love present in our audience today and watching this broadcast from home. I give thanks. I give thanks for this community. I give thanks for the Science of Mind teaching, for everyone making this service possible today. And I give thanks for life. Accepting spirit and love as my life experience, I release my word into the universal law of mind, which always says yes, yes, knowing it has already made all of this or something even better. So, and together we say, and so it is. Have a great day.
change while you're standing still. Nothing ever did, nothing ever will. You're never gonna know if you don't ask why. You'll never get to heaven if you're scared to fly. But if you close your eyes, you may see. And if you just let go, you'll be free. So nothing begins while you're holding your breath. You're never gonna swim with a weight in your chest. No, nothing ever came from waiting in line. No, heaven never waited for the perfect time. But if you close your eyes, you may see. And if you just let go, you'll be free. And if you hear your heart, listen to the wind in the trees.
If you just let go, you'll be free. Did you hear those words? I want you to do something with me. I want you to grab your hands together like this and hold them really, really tight. Hold them, hold them, hold them, hold them, hold them, hold them, and then let them go and tell me what that feels like. Do you feel the blood start rushing back? Go back again. Hold them, hold them, hold them, hold them, hold them, hold them, hold them. Let it go. Wow. That seems so simple. Unless I'm in something in my life that I think I've got to hang on to. You ever tried to hang on to something in your own life? And so when I looked at this month's theme in your lovely magazine, giant gentleness, and I was like, I don't know that I've ever even put those two words together. You know, giant gentleness, big kindness. Wow. Can you tell where we're going today? How do we be gentle giants in this world? What would that look like? How would we change what's going on, not only in our own lives, but in the lives of everyone that we were talking to, being with, if we were gentle and kind all the time? Now, I don't know about you, but sometimes I have situations where I know that you know what I mean? So, several years ago, and you've heard me talk about my experiences with Esther Hicks, in one of the trainings I went through with her, she talked a lot about the art of allowing. And that sounded really nice until I really realized what it was. You mean you're telling me that I just need to allow things to be? I don't know that I really want to allow some of these things to be, because I've been taught in my world that I have to be assertive Sometimes I went past assertion, but to aggression. Anybody done that too? And seen the looks on people's faces when they go, what in the world's wrong with her today? Yeah. The art of allowing, Esther Hicks says, is the conscious, gentle guide of your thoughts in the general direction of what you desire. Wow. So if you know what you desire, then all you have to do is put your thoughts and your emotions in that direction. That sounds pretty simple, doesn't it? Now, what I'm going to tell you is I have taught this process to elementary students, and they're easier to get it than we adults. In my office, I used to have Esther and Jerry Hicks' emotional chart in my office, big, all different colors. And a child would come to me and they'd go, I'm mad because... And I'm like, wow, I'm so sorry you're feeling like that today. What would you like to feel? Well, they would immediately go over to the chart and say, I want to be happy. So I would say, what is a thought that you could think right now in this moment to be happy? Boop. And they did it, and they left, and they were like, yay, I'm fixed. I said at least for today in this moment, right? Yeah. Adults don't do that. I've counseled, coached many adults, and I will say, well, what's going on? She did this and he did that. I'm like, wow, sorry. So what would you like to feel? Well, they'll look at that chart and they'll go, well, maybe I could feel discouraged. I'm like, is that what you want to feel? What about being happy? Oh, I can't be happy. No. You get it, don't you? You have people that, it's like, you don't want to be happy? Well, yeah, but I can't. I've not been happy in years. I'm like, wow. Wow. Do you hear that? I've not been happy in years. Don't you want to live with that person? Yay. Yeah. Like, I sign up for that. So, what are we allowing in our world? I'm not talking about the greater world out here. That's a whole nother conversation that we're going to talk a little bit about next week, because next week's lesson is called Taking It to the Streets. But we got to get it in here first. Because some of us, and I'm speaking to me too today, remember, I'm just up here talking to me, you all get to listen. Sometimes I take to the streets something that's not giant gentleness. Sometimes I take my big bad opinion that I think everybody else needs to be listening to. Anybody else do that too? And find eventually that people are looking at you and backing away, going, oh, I don't want to talk to that person today. Yeah. So the energy that we're talking about is cosmic. Now you're going, how does she know that? Where is she getting that? Ernest Holmes says there is something about you and me that is cosmic. Do you know he said that? I didn't until I started researching. That it's universal, that it stretches over time and space, and let's lean into that. Wow. There's something about you and me that is cosmic, and it's universal, and let's lean into that. And what would that look like? What would that look like in your life? What would it look like in my life? Master Eckhart, who was also a mystic, as Ernest Holmes was and as Charles Fillmore was, said that through the eyes that I see God, that's the same eye that God sees me. It's one eye. Through the eye that I see the universe, it's the same eye that the universe is looking at me. Wow. It's the same. It's that oneness that we're talking about. And so there is a power greater than me in any moment that if I tune into that vibration, you get it? tune into that vibration, then my experience is going to be different. That's the basic law of attraction. The basic law of cause and effect that Ernest Holmes talked about, that nothing happens by chance. There are causes and effects, and sometimes I'm at both places. Nobody's breathing right now. Because when you begin to really look at your life and know that you caused whatever that is, then you go, okay, so if I caused whatever this is, what do I do? How do I allow it to be different? You have to chunk down to the lowest common denominator. It's what children will do. When I say, how do you want to feel? I want to be happy. My lowest common denominator is always peace. Always. If anybody says, what do you desire, Denise? I desire peace. That's how I ended up with my house on the river. I recognized it when I saw it. When I walked in and went, oh, peace. This is my house. Even though my partner said, oh no, we can't afford it. I was like, peace. Peace. I knew it was mine because I saw it. And I felt it, and I experienced peace, and I went, this is what I've been desiring. Now, there's a lot of nice bells and whistles that go along with it, but I didn't do all that. Spirit did it. I know some of you, when she started singing that song, you were like, oh, Lord, she's going to sing Jesus, Take the Wheel, and I'm going to have to stick my head under the pew, right? Yes, I saw you go, Spirit, take the wheel. I'm struggling here in whatever's going on with me. Let go to something that's greater than me in this moment and just let it be. So, I've been reading this book that some of you probably have read a lot. Actually, John McLean, and some of you are actually in the class with me, is doing a Zoom call right now on Tuesdays and doing this book called This Thing Called You. And it's wonderful. I read it years and years ago, but I was like, he reached out to me and said, Denise, I think you might like this since you're playing with CSL people. I was like, I think I might. You're right. And so I started reading this and went, wow. This is exactly what I'm talking about on Sunday. Because one of the things that we're doing for homework for this week is looking at who is God to me. What does that mean? What does that mean? You know, I had an understanding of God years and years and years ago that God was this big old man in the sky that was going to send me to hell if I was a bad little girl. And most of the time I was a bad little girl. So I was scared most of the time. And where Gary is sitting right now was my seat for 2 years in this place. I sat there every Sunday morning and cried and cried and cried and cried and felt some gentleness in this room. And knew that there was something better than what I was believing. So I was willing to listen to something different. Do you understand that that's really all we're doing here? We're coming together as a spiritual community, and some of us have been studying it a long time. When I look and think I've been in unity, I was a unity minister, but I've been in the teachings of New Thought for 38 years. That's a long time. I should got it by now, right? I should always show up exactly the way that I say that we need to show up, but every once in a while I have a human moment. And so how do I focus on the art of allowing and this human moment? I have to have a new understanding of myself. I was never taught that I was divine. Anybody else taught that in any place other than this place here? Some of you were. I have met some people in my maneuverings through the world that said, yeah, my parents taught me that I was divine, and I was like, wow, mercy. How wonderful would that have been? I don't know what I would have been doing if that was the thought that had come with my parents to me. But when I finally began to understand that this thing that I call God or the universe or spirit, that is all a part of me also, I am in it and it is in me. My partner, Judy Blackwelder, wrote a song one time, and the words were, I am in God and God is in me. My life is God expressing. That's the whole thing. That's the whole enchilada of what we're talking about today, that I'm in God and God is in me and I'm expressing whatever that is. And so I might show up differently than you do because you're expressing it differently than I am. That's the gentleness, that's the cosmicness of it all. So many of us know these concepts. We know them, right? We know them, but we also live in this world and we live with some flawed premises. Sometimes we believe if we push hard enough against something, it will go away. Right? Has it worked for you? All I find is it just gets bigger and badder and worser, and none of that is good English, but that's what it feels like inside of me. Bigger and badder and worser. It's like I have pushed and pushed and pushed and pushed and pushed, and it didn't disappear. And so I remember the day that Esther Hicks looked in my eyes and said, Denise, what if you just allow it to be? And I was like, oh, I don't like it. What if you just allow it to be and think a different thought? Have a different feeling. Remember my big old chart? I may bring one of those in here some morning just to try it out on you all. What would you rather feel? Oh, I'd rather be happy. I'd rather be peaceful. I'd rather be joyful. I'd rather be loving. Well, what is a thought that you could think that would give that experience to this moment? Is that not simple? It's very interesting that in this lovely little book, on page 29, if you have this lovely little book, he says, when thoughts of confusion persist in coming to the surface, statements of peace will neutralize them. You think he knew this stuff back then? When thoughts of fear assail in your life, statements of faith will counteract them. When thoughts of unhappiness well up from within, thoughts of happiness and joy will transmute them through the alchemy or the cosmicness of spirit. He's saying exactly what Esther was telling me. Would you rather feel this or do you want to feel this down here? It's your choice. So that's the first thing. The second flawed premise I believe that some of us have is that I believe sometimes that I know what's right. And I know what you should be doing. Right? Yeah. Because if everybody would do it like this, well, the world would work better, right? Isn't that interesting? Because we just talked about the fact that I'm in God and God is in me and my life is God expressing, and my expression might be different than yours, and I think you ought to be doing it the way I'm doing it. You see how bizarre that really is when we think about that? So there's one more false premise. There's a false premise that I can run away from it all. I can just run away. If I don't like something, I can just run away. Now, that might make some of you feel uncomfortable because you may have done that in the past. I've done it in the past. I've left and gone, no, I'm not going to be here anymore. Not going to do any of this. They can all just go to the bad place because I'm not going to be here anymore. I'm not going to do any of this. Do you know that wherever you go, there you are? Have you ever heard that? My grandmother used to tell me that. When I would say, I'm never going to play with Susie again because Susie's mean to me, and I'm never, ever, 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 ever going to do that. And then she would say, and you're going to play with who? Because at her house, the options were Susie or nobody. And she would say, you know, Denise, I know you're really upset with Susie right now, but the bottom line is wherever you go, there you are. So if you're upset with Susie, you're really upset with yourself. How did my grandmother get so smart? And so we can't run. I'm going to tell you a secret that some of you may already know, but some of you probably don't. The New Thought ministers have always had lunch or dinner together over the years. And we've always talked that I need to let you know that this person is showing up at my center now, and obviously they're not at your center now. Not to be ugly, just to give people a heads up. Because what I'm going to share with you next, you may tell me never to come back again. But if you go from one center to the next, you will eventually go back or to another center because it's you, it's not the center. Can you hear that? It's not the minister, even though we want it to be. It's not the music program, even though we want it to be. Right, Larry? It's the spiritual community that we're building. That's what it's about. And if you can hang in long enough with any spiritual community, it's going to look like this. Mm-hmm. 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 Am I knocking on anybody's doors? In fact, I had a prosperity counselor that worked with our center one time that said, because somebody said, I just want it to be even all the time. I want everybody to be happy. I want us to have all the money that we need. I want blah, 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 blah. And she said, that's flatline. Yeah. And I went, oh, we don't want that, do we? Flatline means, you ever watched hospital shows? That's not a good thing. This is what life is about. Yes. Because, John, if you don't have a little contrast, you never know what you want. Never. The way I explain that to clients is, life is like going through a buffet line. I don't eat slimy okra. If that's your favorite thing, yay for you, then you get it all, okay, when you're eating with me. Now, when I go through a buffet line, I don't have to sit and go, is it still gross? Is it still slimy? Should I try it one more time? I just go, no, thank you. Do you understand how the art of allowing works? This doesn't work. This does work, but it's all about me. It doesn't mean that okra is a bad, horrible thing that should be tossed out forever for everybody, right? It just means that that's not my choice. Can you imagine all the choices, here I'm going to step on some toes again, all the choices that everybody in this spiritual community are getting ready to have to make? Do you realize that there will be somebody that doesn't agree with what you think? Art of allowing. How do we allow all of us to come to the table with all of our ideas and do what we say we do, ask for highest and best? Well, you want to know another secret? I believe if there is any spiritual community in Nashville, and I'm being very serious, that can do it, it is this one. Because I've been around you long enough. I've watched you. I've watched you grow. I've watched you talk. I've watched you struggle. You got it going on. Look at somebody beside you and say, you got it going on. Do you realize that? So one of my favorite stories, if you ever read the magazine, was one about a peanut butter sandwich. Does anybody else remember that story in the magazine this month? Good, because I'm going to tell it to you. There was a guy who came to the lunchroom, and there was his friend there with him, and he opened up his lunch, and he said, "Oh, peanut butter and jelly again." And she just kind of listened, thought, interesting. So she didn't say anything else. The next day, they came back into the lunchroom, and he opened up his lunch pail again and said, "Peanut butter and jelly again." And she said, "Wow, you don't like peanut butter and jelly?" He said, "No, it's not my favorite." And then she went, "Well, okay." And so then the third day, he walks in, he opens up his lunch pail and said, "Oh, shoot, peanut butter and jelly again." And she said in a quiet little voice, "Can you not tell the person that's making your lunch to not make peanut butter and jelly again?" And you want to know what he said? "I'm the one who's making my lunch." You're the one that's making your life. You're the one. Not Gregory, not me, not the board. And so I'm going to do something a little bit different at the end of this. It's not a mind treatment, it's not a meditation, but I do want you to close your eyes for this because it's about letting go. I let go. I let go without a thought or a word. I just let go. I let go of the fear. I let go of the judgments. I let go of the confluence of opinions swarming around in my head. I let go of the committee of indecision. I let go of all of the right reasons, the wholly and completely the reasons without hesitation or worry. I just let go. I didn't ask anyone for advice. I didn't read a book. I didn't search the scriptures. I just let go. I let go of all the memories that I've held back. I let go of all the anxiety that kept me from moving forward. I let go of the planning and all the calculations about how to do it just right. I didn't promise to let go. I didn't journal about letting go. I didn't write a projected date in a day timer about letting go. I didn't make a public announcement or put an ad in the paper. I didn't check the weather report or read a daily horoscope. I just let go. I didn't analyze whether I should let go or shouldn't let go. I didn't call my friends to discuss the matter. I didn't even do a 5-step spiritual mind treatment. I didn't call the prayer line. I didn't utter one word. I just let go. And no one was around when it happened. And there was no applause or congratulations. No one thanked me or praised me. No one even noticed a thing. Like a leaf falling from a tree, I just let go. There was no effort. There was no struggle. There wasn't good and there wasn't bad. It was what it was, and it just was that. And in the space of letting go, I just let it be. And a small smile came over my face, and a light breeze blew through my hair. And the sun and the moon shone forevermore. I just let go. And so it is. Namaste.
Yes, just let it go. Let it go. And as we are letting go, we also realize it is a time to give back what serves us, because there is so much that serves us, that gives us beautiful wisdom and wise ideas for our life. So if there is something that has touched you today and is helping you in your life, then there are many ways that you can share the love with us, and we gratefully will receive your offering. So if you can give it either to the ushers, you can go to the bookstore and pay by credit card, or you can find a document or with a QR code that is in the desk in the lobby. For our online viewers, please follow the advice that is given to you there, or if you want to, you can mail a check to our address, which is now a P.O. box. So please say with me, divine love as me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. And so it is. Thank you for your loving gifts.
Staring at the blank page before you, open up the
big thank you to our speaker, Reverend Denise Jürgen. Beautiful message, something for us all to follow. Wise words. And thank you, my beautiful singers, angels, Joelle Platt and her Raven Barrientos. Anyway, and the band, Larry and Jimmy and Mark. It's just wonderful to hear you all. And everybody else that has made this service possible. There are many hands that are always involved, so thank you all. We have a few announcements, just one. Our annual meeting will be held after the service on April 28th, next week. We have 2 candidates for the Board of Trustees. Meredith Green has agreed to run for an additional term, and John Kiefer is a candidate to be a new board member. Because we have 4 positions open and 2 candidates, we will not conduct a formal vote. Meredith, John, and John will be simply installed for terms beginning at our annual meeting. Thank you, Meredith and John, for your service. Please hold our community members, Reverend Michael Woody, Sue Franklin, Ellen Woodard, and Gary Hoffman in our healing thoughts and prayers. And if you would like to know any other details, including where the P.O. box is and so on, please look at the website. You will find that in the newsletter and on the page there. Now, before we close our service, I would like to welcome our visitors. I'm so glad you're here, whether you're here in person or online. If you're here in person, please see us in the fellowship hall for refreshments so we can meet you. And if you're online, please give us a thumbs up and subscribe to our newsletter. I would like to ask our practitioners to come forward, please. And the speakers, of course. And just know that these wonderful people are trained people to help you to do exactly as Ernest Holmes teaches us, to help us to live a life that is possible, that is happy, that is peaceful. And please talk to us and let us know where we can stand by you and help you in your life. Otherwise, we have also a treatment box, request box out in the hall, so you can write a request and put it in there. And if you're online, please go to the website and connect with us there directly. So now again, let us come to a closing thought. Just know with me, for you, there is only one power, one presence, one spirit, one creative intelligence, God the good, omnipotent. And I am one with this power, with this spirit, with this love, with this peace. I can express it. I can live it. It is right here within me and always supported by the power of God. I am never alone. I'm guided and directed. And God's Spirit is flowing through every cell of my body and through my whole being, helping me to make wise decisions, to live a life of health, of harmony, of joy and peace. As I am here in this life, I am willing to live this life as a beacon of love and light, to listen to the guidance within me, to live in gentleness, in love, and radiate that love as I was created to be, a child of God, living a life of love, peace, joy, harmony, and happiness, and gentleness. Thank you, God, that all of this is a truth about me and about everyone else. I release whatever I do not have in me that is in the presence of God, in the presence of love. I release it, I let it go. And so I say thank you, thank you, thank you, God, for all of this truth. I release this, my word, unto the law of mind and action, knowing that this or something much, much better is in my life right here, right now. And together we say, and so it is.
All right, let's stand and sing our closing song. Come on. And Antoinette over there and that mic. Think of your fellow man, give him a helping hand, put a little love in your heart. You see it's getting late, oh please don't hesitate, put a little love in your heart. And the world will be a better place, and the world will be a better place for you and me. You just wait and see. Take a good look around, and if you're looking down, put a little love in your heart. I hope when you decide, kindness will be your guide. Put a little love in your heart, and the world will be a better place, and the world will be a better place for you and me. You just wait and see. Come on now. Put a little love in your heart, everybody now. Put a little love in your heart. Yeah, sing it. Put a little love in your heart, and put a little love in your heart. Come on. Put a little love in your heart, and put a little love in your heart, and put a little love in your heart, and put a little love in your heart.
This program is a service of the Center for Spiritual Living Nashville. May your life be filled with joy and prosperity in every way. Learn more about our programs or contact one of our practitioners at our website, cslnashville.org. You may also want to follow us on Facebook at CSLNASH. You can make a big difference with your financial gift at lovecsln.com. Please share the link to this program with a friend and join us again next Sunday. Have a wonderful week.